Recorded live with little or no editing. It's Defense Up. I'm Run 7. How you doing? Today, we're going over one of my mods' defenses. You may know him as Stochasticism. We call him Stocky. He has asked me to do this one blind, so I cut these up. I have an idea of what he's got, but I didn't pay any attention to their ISOs or placement or anything like that. So we're going to take a look at this. We grade on 5 different criteria. It's who you're using, their placement, their power levels, their ISOs, and what kind of mood I'm in. Let's jump into it. Team number 1 is a Zemo Hydra team. This is looking pretty good. I think you could power up the rest of the team, maybe take them up to gear 14 if you're serious about it. This team is making a comeback on defense. Zemo on this team is the superior build. This is the way I like to see it. 3 minions and Zemo. This is the toughest one to get through. You basically have to come into it with your own Zemo. It limits the most amount of counters. I'm not super excited about your placement. I think maybe Red Skull should be adjacent to Zemo just because he doesn't take as much damage. And so for certain attacks, he's absorbing a lot of the overall damage coming into this team. Not really a big deal. Skirmisher on Red Skull is okay. He should, well, none of these guys are war ready. Your Zemo isn't war ready. Okay. I don't know why your Zemo isn't war ready. Raider on this team for sure, but like if I saw him as a 2.3 skirmisher, I wouldn't dock you because in the arena, he needs to be a big skirmisher, at least a level 5 skirmisher, you know? But yeah, none of these guys are war ready and 4 of them are really close. So that's kind of weird. You got Fortifier on Scientist or whatever his name is. That's okay. Probably, I like all of them as Fortifier, and that's what you did. You got Fortifier on all the minions. Okay, so that's cool. All right, I like that. I think that you need to bring up and make them war ready and do a quick placement change. Yeah. All right, so I'm gonna go because the war ready thing. You're so close on being war ready, but not quite there on most of them. I'm gonna go with a B+ on this placement change in ISOs. All right, number 2 is the Fantastic Four. You've got really close on the ISOs. I think Sue should be changed to a skirmisher, but healer is a good secondary choice. The idea being you get half of them as skirmishers, half of them as strikers, and they call a lot of assists, so you get triple taps off of this team and it helps. You could also make She-Hulk as a skirmisher or a fortifier, keep her as a healer. It doesn't really matter. She doesn't have a lot of synergy. She's so slow that healer doesn't help much. Fortifier is kind of a good pick. Skirmisher just for an extra vulnerable. Whatever. But hey, look at this. They're not war ready either. You've got a decent investment in this team. I mean, I know at your level, I know what level you're at in war, so this isn't gonna be doing anything, but you know, you might consider making them war ready. Hopefully, like, you know, there's more rumors about She-Hulk getting a rework here soon, being a part of maybe a Hulk team or a new Young Avenger team or something like that. So maybe, I don't know, don't do anything yet, but make them more ready. Give Sue a change in the ISO. Let's go A- for this team because I think your ISOs are even closer here. Okay. Let's see. Team number 3 is the Mercs. We got Shuri and Killmonger. Good placement. It's going to be really tough to kill Shuri because of all the healing that's going to happen to her. Plus your Merc Lieutenant's got Fortifier, so he's going to be pretty tricky to get through. You have Skirmisher on Taskmaster, but no Striker Mercs. Let's change Killmonger to a Striker, change Lieutenant to a Striker. Go ahead and keep Riot Guard as a Fortifier because he's smaller than the rest. And yeah, I think you're okay. Honestly, just put some investment in your centerpiece. Look at that. Level 3 ISOs are not war ready again. What is this becoming a theme with you? Yeah, make them more ready, but switch over Lieutenant to a Striker. You could save the ISOs on the Fortifier there in the middle. And then switch Killmonger over to a Striker for this team. I'm gonna go B+, just because you're not war ready and you need a little bit of investment to make this team pop off. It's a big Mercs, but it can still be countered by X-Force even at this level because you've got these guys so low. You know, balance them out and you'll have a lot better luck with this team. Team number 4 is a Wave 1. You've got good placement, pretty good ISOs. Yeah, you went with Raider on Hawkeye instead of Skirmish or Striker combo with Black Widow, and that's okay. I like him as a Raider. They're not war ready. Level 3, not level 4. What is it? Like, you're so close, man. You're so close to having it. We're ready, and you just stopped. The bonuses are legit. You are serious. You guys, your alliance really doesn't care about war, do they? Okay. I'd like to see a little bit more power invested into the Hulk and Thor. They're kind of the damage dealers of this team, and this team would be very stubborn if you made them war ready and brought up your Hulk and Thor to about 100K would probably be good enough. And I think you'd be doing some, you'd probably still get some DVs, or at least be soaking up better teams. So I think that's what you should do. I think this is an, this is a B plus again. Make them more ready, man. What is going on? Okay. You have a 6 red star, gear 14, 2.2 Miles Morales, and a matching Peter Parker with 7 red stars. Why the f are they not on the Web Warrior team? What's going on here? I bet you don't even have the T4s in Miss Marvel. Oh my gosh. Okay, this is a hot mess. And they're not war ready. What is going on? Your bottom row isn't even war ready. Okay, this upsets me because I'm pretty sure that you've got the Web Warriors unlocked, and these guys are going to be awesome on that Web Warrior team. So use them on offense. Build yourself just a standard filler hero brawler team without any of the Web Warriors on it. Yeah, that's okay, this is a total waste of some very well invested, valuable tunes that hit hard. This is a terrible investment. And, you know, if I saw that Miss Marvel was up there at like 140K, I'd be like, okay, she's got the T4s. At least they're getting value out of it. You know, Parker isn't even a striker on this team, so that striker skirmisher combo isn't happening. This is, oh, okay, this is a C. This is a C, and the only reason it's not worse than that is because the investment that you put into these two can be used on that Web Warrior team. So, yeah, this bothers me a lot, though. Yeah, if you're gonna do this, switch them. Switch them to a Web Warrior team on offense and a junk filler hero brawler team on defense, and for the love of God, would you make them war ready? Team number 6 is okay, this is kind of like a villain tech team. Hey, look at that, Red Guardians war ready. That's amazing. You must have accidentally bumped the button, huh? Okay. Vision is basically spawning in, giving defense up to these people, but that's kind of pointless because Red Guardian, I think, spawns with defense up, and he's gonna have that taunt, and most of these people are gonna take their turns, and the defense up is gonna fall off of them before they even get hit. So it's not really a big deal. Get Vision out of here, replace him with Ultron. It'll be kind of a quasi-villain tech team. I know Red Guardian isn't a villain, but he'll give bonuses to the rest of them, and you'll have a pretty substantial team. It'll also bring up your overall power level, making people go into this with bigger, hopefully synergized teams, but if they are going into it with some sort of a hybrid junk thing, it'll be a much bigger one. Otherwise, I think you're doing okay. Make Yellow Jacket war ready, of course, and yeah, that's okay. I think that's pretty good. I'm curious, would Ant-Man in this spot, would he get called for assists from Ghost? I don't remember. If you need the 5-piece or not, but Ant-Man sucks anyway. Go with Ultron here as a 5th. This team's okay. It's a good little hybrid. You're just using some of your leftover plug and play characters that you had to invest in anyways. I mean, you didn't have to invest in Red Guardian, but you know, he's a good plug and play character now, and you're using him well. So I'm gonna go with an A- on this. Him war ready and swap in Ultron. You'll be doing real well. Team number 7 is that Inhumans hybrid. You got Mags in here. That's something to do, kind of mix it up a little bit. At this power level, what you're kind of forcing them to do, because there's not a tank or a taunt in here, people come into this and they're like, well, I gotta kill Mags because he's kind of squishy and I don't want him to blind me. There's no Juggernaut in here, so you're gonna have a few turns to do it. So it forces people to go after Magneto, which gives Silver Surfer some time to ramp up his speed, and it gives Black Bolt enough time to take off his COVID mask and cough on people. I think that this is pretty good. Once again, your bottom row is not war ready. That drives me nuts. I think you should go level 1.5 on Yo-Yo. Make sure those offense downs stick on the opponent because she's a little under geared for the rest of her team. Also, you could put some more gear in her. She is a good character. I think she's going to be an everlasting character with how her kit works. So making her survive a few hits is a good way to go. I like Crystal on this team. She heals. You can build her up too. She's not a great character. She's really only good on this team, and we have some good counters for it. I think that Uncanny works pretty well on this team. Stuff like that. All in all, I think what you're doing here is great. You got 3 people putting out vulnerables, 2 people soaking them up. You could invest a little bit more in this team, make them war ready, and I could give you an A. As it is, I'm going to go A-. You haven't wasted any investment in this, and I like that. Team number 8 is an Emmarauder, kind of a traditional one. You took weapon or Sabretooth off for the Weapon X team. Your Strife is pathetic, man. You put Minerva in here to try and counter for that. He's gonna die so fast that they'll have time to go over to Minerva and kill her before she can resummon him. He is very squishy compared to the rest of this team. You need to make him gear tier 14, level 1.5 fortifier, and then this team becomes more of a timeout team. Your Mystique is just right, other than she's not, none of them are war ready. Your Emma isn't war ready. She's, okay. I'm removing your mod status. That's it. We're done. Make them war ready. Build up your Strife. And change the ISO to Fortifier. And yeah, as is, this is... Wow, I can't believe Emma's not war ready. I can't believe she's not blue ISO. Okay, we're going to go with... I'm going to give you a B+ for this team, because this team is kind of a waste right here. It's going to fold real easy. Real easy. Thank you for the follow, Buzzer. Let's see here. And then, oh my gosh, you know not to put Fury on the, you watch like every one of these videos as they're being recorded. You know how it drives me nuts that people put Fury on defense. He's an absolute liability for this team. Rule number 1, don't put Fury on defense. Rule number 2, don't put this team on defense. Use it on offense. They're flexible. They're valuable. They work great. Oh my gosh. Okay. Yeah, let's see. Skirmisher, Striker, Raider. Oh, you're in the Raider group. Good. I like her as a Raider also. Healer and then Healer. Okay, so let's take this team and put it on offense. And then what I want to do is I want to move Fury to the outside, the opposite side as Sam, and I want to give him Raider. That way, when he crits on his basic, he's giving out energy to an adjacent character, and I think maybe give it to Kestrel. That way, she keeps, she's topped off on her more powerful moves, because he can give out 1 or 2 energy to the adjacent character, and that would go to Kestrel. So let's get a placement swap, put this team on offense, change his ISO to Raider also, and I think we're going to be doing a lot better. You know better than to put Fury on defense. You're wasting this team by putting him on defense. This team can work on defense. You just got to get Fury out of there to keep those summons from happening on turn 1. So for me, this is a big waste of the team. I'm going to go B- on it. You're pretty close everywhere else. A place to swap, ISO swap, and character swap. Team number 10 is a Heroes for Hire. Hey, look! Stocky put Shang-Chi next to Luke Cage. Look at that. This is what you do with the team. You make Luke Cage a fortifier so that when he dies and revives, he has that extra barrier. You put Shang-Chi right next to Luke Cage if you're going to build up Shang-Chi much, much stronger than the rest of the team. That way he can tank that splash damage. Hopefully he's not going under 50%. If you see this team folding to Infinity Watches a lot, then maybe this isn't the choice for you. We were debating this in chat before this video, whether Shang-Chi should be next to Luke Cage or as far away from Luke Cage as possible. And I personally believe that if Shang-Chi is built up a lot more than the rest of the team, which he's twice as big as these guys, I think he should be next to Luke Cage so he can tank that extra damage. There's something to be said about the stun off of a Warlock, which goes to an adjacent character also. He could be hit with it, but his resistance is so high that might not even take effect, and then that would be a good choice to have him next to it. Otherwise, the other choice is put Shang-Chi all the way to the other side and put Iron Fist next to Luke Cage, because Iron Fist is the least important. I like Iron Fist as a skirmisher. I like Misty Knight as a skirmisher. I like Colleen Wing as a striker. But what I would like to see even more is for you to make them war ready. Oh my goodness. Okay, so I'm gonna give you... I'm gonna give you an A for this team because I like this built up Shang-Chi next to him. You get points for that. I would have given you an A+ for this team, but these guys aren't war ready, so you're back down to an A. Oh my goodness, Stocky. You pushed my buttons on this one. Okay. Yeah, this has been Stochasticism's. You see why we call him Stocky? This has been Stochasticism's Defense Up. If you want your defense featured, please contact me. Links in the description below. Be sure to hit that like button. And remember, don't just have a good game. Be good to yourselves and others too, and I'll catch you next time. Bye.